Assalamu alaikum, this is Uzair and this is my first vlog, and in this vlog I am going to talk about how people in our society mistake cultural norms as their religion beliefs. This topic requires a lot of studies to talk about, so firstly let's talk about what are norms. Norms are beliefs about how members of a group should live in a particular context. They are informed and often invincible understandings and the rules that governs a group behavior towards a particular religion, social, cultural, political and socio-economic triggers. So religion and culture are entirely two different things. As a Muslim, when I see the issues and events about Islam that get treated as news in the mainstream media, it bothers me that so many portrayed as problems with Islam, the religion, when they are in reality problems of culture, traditions, politics, superstitions, and tribal and ethnic codes of conducts of some Muslim majority regions. I think most of the people around the world would agree with me that it would be unfair to judge a religion, whether Islam, Christianity or any other religion, by practices it does not condone. The religion of Islam does not condone and it actually condemns practices such as dishonorable honor killings, racism and tribalism, oppressions of women, banning women from obtaining an education and many others un-Islamic practices that make their way to the sensationalized news. If a Muslim or a Muslim majority region practices these despicable acts, it is not because of Islam but despite Islam. On numerous occasions, authors and pundits have wrongly attacked the religion of Islam for the cultural practices of Muslims in certain places in the world. Polls have shown that about 70% of American public knowledge being unfamiliar with Islam. Thus, it is not a surprise that most of the people cannot distinguish Islam religious practices from cultural practice by Muslim majority countries. There are certain areas of overlap. A people in religion influences their religion culture and culture influences how they practice their religion, but in Islam there is a clear distinction between the two. In order to explain the differences between Islam and culture, I think it would be useful if could imagine a Catholic family in Minnesota and a Catholic family in South America and a Catholic family in Italy and Catholic family in Africa. Although these four families have the same religion, they will have different culture, they will eat different types of food, they will listen different types of music, their style of clothing will be different, and of course their language will be different. More than likely they will have certain culture and traditional practices that they are not derived from Catholicism. I think the same would be true for Protestant families and Jewish families in different parts of the world. In the same way, people from different parts of the world will have varying cultures even though they share the same religion. For many Muslims, as with people of their other faiths, their cultures play a strong role in their lives. Looking back, my country of birth, Pakistan, and its neighboring country of Afghanistan have cultures that, when I viewed from a global level, seems very similar to each other. Many of the countries that are commonly called Islamic countries, which in reality are merely Muslim majority countries, practice an amalgam of Islam practices and non-Islam practices. More than 10th century ago, when Islam became the predominant religion of the part of the world that today Muslim majority, those countries already had a very distinguished and very patriarchal culture, as many remain patriarchal today. After embracing a religion of Islam, many of these cultures, including the culture of many ancestors and culture that I grew up in, abandoned some of the pre-Islamic cultures and traditions, but they hang on too many others. As a young boy growing up in Pakistan, like many people in Pakistan, I wrongly presumes many of these culture practices to be Islam. At certain times of the year, we cook certain types of food and distribute them among the poor. On certain days, many visit the graveyards and the shrines and prays for the deceased, and some ask for the spirits of deceased to pray God for them. These practices are performed by Muslims and are given an Islam dimensions. For instance, by reading of a passage from the Holy Quran, etc. Yet these practices are not Islamic practices. So then what is an Islamic practices? Islamic practices and beliefs are those that roots in the Quran, which Muslim believes to be the last and unchanged revelation from God, and the Sunnah traditions of the Muslim Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and belief are practiced even if common among some Muslim majority countries, which does not go back to the Quran or the Sunnah, is not an Islamic belief or practice. Just as it is unfair to judge Christianity for an Christian and inappropriate action of some who call themselves Christians, it is unfair to judge Islam by an un-Islamic and inappropriate action of some who call themselves Muslims. Just as every action of every Christian is not necessarily based on Christianity, every action of every Muslim is not necessarily based on Islam. In the end, I want to argue people around the world not to judge any religion by the tabloid and cultural news that finds its way to the TV sets. This is Uzair signing off. Hope you guys like this video. Allah Hafiz. Take care. Bye.